Going on, everyone? I hope you're having a great day. My name is Dan. I want to dive right in, and I want to start with this map right here over to the right. And you're probably thinking, Why does that matter? What does that have any? What is it? Why is it relevant?" I want to tell you. My friend sent me this. He lives right here, in Washington, or Oregon, or whatever. And he said that is the map of all the wildfires that are happening. People's houses are burning down. There's fires everywhere, burning 22,000 acres, 80,000 acres. Really, really catastrophic stuff. It's absolutely devastating. This matters because in the 80s, when the DeLorean was coming out, there was a snowstorm that pushed the country into a sort of, I don't want to say a depression, but kind of a recession. But, economically it went down. It had a downturn. And they weren't able to sell as many DeLoreans as they had previously anticipated. And that snowstorm had economic impacts. Well, fast forward to now, and think of everything we've been through. We've had number 19, the current situation with, everything. We've had, we're basically in political civil war. We've had the Draco storm that destroyed all the crops in Idaho, or wherever that was. I think that was Idaho. We've had hurricanes. We've had tornadoes in Nashville. We've had, the growing season started off bad with all the floods in the flatland states or whatever. We've had civil unrest that's been going on. We've had the complete decimation of local business owners through the number 19 situation and through the riots and the civil unrest. New York City is almost completely boarded up in a lot of areas. Portland is almost completely boarded up. You have people who... You have the travel industry is almost completely decimated. Plane stocks are laying off... airplane companies are laying off like 22,000 people. American Airlines is doing that. You have Airbnb fired almost 25% of its staff. Or they let them go. They furloughed them. You have restaurants not at full capacity, which means servers aren't making as much money. So you put all of this together. If a little snowstorm caused economic impact, how much more is this? It's almost you can't even compare it. But yet this is the situation we're in, where it is an atomic bomb of disastrous proportion that has been happening again and again and again and again and again and again. What are going to be the ramifications of this? What are going to be the long-term repercussions of what's going on? And that's what I want to talk about. So I think, and it is just my personal opinion, that this really is... I want to say the calm before the storm, but nothing's calm. But I think this is as calm as it's going to get before the actual storm. I think that leading up to the presidential election, I think the civil unrest is going to continue. I mean, there's a good chance it could continue leading up, and there's a good chance we could be in... I don't want to say all-out civil war, because I don't think there's going to be people on the streets like there was in... the first Civil War. I don't think it will look like that, but I think there will be pockets of civil unrest in certain areas, certain cities where they more so permit that. Because where I live, they don't permit that crap. Like, if you did that here, like what's going on in Portland, you would be arrested. They would not allow that. They would squash it. They would smash. In fact, we did have one protest. It was like it got kind of violent and out of control, and they sent in the U.S. Marshals and they rounded everyone up and they put them in jail and they slapped them all with felonies. So they don't allow that here. So I think that all of these cities that are permitting this to happen will be attracting more violence, right? So if you make your town or your city suitable for people to go in and do whatever they want, there will be people that will go in and do whatever they want. So if that's what you do, and don't be surprised if that's what you get. Again, this isn't a political channel, but this is just what I see. I mean, this is just really just common sense happening. I think in that, the Fed has to do whatever they have to do to keep the economy from crashing. If the economy crashes, okay, In 2008, it was bad. I don't know if people realize, but it was really, really bad. We're talking we were really days, if not weeks or if not days away from the complete system just completely unraveling. And what does that look like? Well, you can't get credit. What happens when you can't get credit? You can't get trucks to stores. You can't get food on the shelves. You can't get gas in the gas stations. That's what a complete collapse actually looks like. And we almost came close to that. That was in 2008. That was one sector. One sector, the banking sector. So you'd bail the banking sector out and you could really band-aid the problem. Now it's everything. Everything needs bailed out. Everyone needs bailed out. Illinois is almost on collapse. California's running out of money. And now they're on fire. So it's like the problem is just so bad. I don't even really think we understand how bad it actually is. It's so bad that it's like people are naked in Rochester protesting. Naked. Sitting in the rain on the streets. I mean, people are starting to lose their minds. You know? So, what do I think the best thing is for you to do? Get the heck out of banks. If you have money in banks, if you have $100K in banks, try to get it in cash, try to get it in crypto, try to get it in gold. Get it out of the banking system. Warren Buffett sold his banking stocks. And for those of you that don't know, they can do what's called bail-ins, which means they can appropriate your funds and then, you now hold interest in the banks. So it's like they just take your money and you actually have ownership of the bank now. But why would you want ownership in a bank that is worthless, more or less, when you have cryptocurrency coming in and basically is just killing off all the banks? They're not going to be relevant in the future. Why? No one's going to really. Your kids are not going to have a bank, and they're going to have a crypto app, and they're not even going to know what a bank is. It's going to be like living in a world with dial-up. Dial-up. What the heck is dial-up? You know, that's what the bank is. It's dial-up, and crypto is high speed. So I think the best thing people can do, and I'm not a prepper, but I will tell you, with all this crap that's going on, it sure makes me wish that I was. If you have land, learn how to grow crops. I mean, I don't want to come off as like one of those crazy doomsday people, but I'm just telling people that we've never been in a situation like this. We don't know what can happen. Nothing might happen, right? Nothing might happen, or it could be the worst downturn the world has ever seen. It's that. At worst case scenario, it's that, and at best case scenario, we get out of it unscathed. Either or could happen, but it's good to be prepared. It's good to be stocked up. It's good to be, to have your ducks in a row in case something like that does happen. But anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I'm becoming as self-sufficient as I can by making my money online. I think that me personally, that is the best thing that I can possibly do. I think that's the best thing that anybody can possibly do is to really get your online hustle off the ground so that you aren't reliant on these organizations, these third-party entities that are crumbling. They're getting decimated, right? If you rely on American Airlines for your employment, for your bread and butter, what happens when you get furloughed? What happens when, they're furloughing 22,000 people? What happens? You're out. Good luck. But anyway, I'm going to stop the video here. Make sure to smash subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I will be talking to you all later. Peace.